that became an industry cornerstone known as the Dairy Guru. He is the National Resource Person for Food Safety Standards, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, and played a key role in National Milk Adulteration Survey in 2016 and 2018. He also founded Safe Labs and NABL accredited dairy focused labs.
The second speaker for the session is Dr. Prashant Bhatt sir. Prashant sir brings 28 years of extensive experience in the food industry, having held leadership roles in research and development across Indian and global markets. His expertise spans diverse sectors including dairy, juices, beverages, bakery, protein products and infant foods. Before joining Mother Dairy, Prashant sir spent 12 years at Coca-Cola, where he led R&D in India and later became the global R&D leader for the dairy and plant proteins.
So the third speaker of the session is Dr. T.N. Tiwari. Dr. T.N. Tiwari is globally recognized food scientist. As a consultant of multinational food corporations, his 20 years tenure abroad led to development of over 200 brands in dairy, food and nutraceutical sectors. He was awarded as an honoris causa doctorate in technology by California University and named Successful Entrepreneur of the Year by the India's Ministry of Animal Husbandry in 2021. In 2022, he was honored as a Star CEO of the Year for his contributions to FMCG sector.
Please sir, come and take your seats on the dais. Now we humbly request the session's chairman to take over the further session.
Very good morning. This is really a well-thought session, and we all appreciate that this quality, sustainability, they are the buzzwords now. And not only the words or the phrases, but they are really being practiced. We will all appreciate that without quality or quality in every sphere of life is very important. And we have been witnessing since last 20-30 days the importance of quality. Very disturbing news we are getting from the different parts of the country. And 2-3 days back we had the same issue with the farm laws. So there is the well-thought session. And quality is not one time, but every time people want. The consumers, they are also aware now. And the competitiveness, the global competitiveness in the industry is also forcing everybody to go for quality as well as the sustainability with respect to environment or other things. So I won't take much time on these things. And we have 3 speakers. So 2 speakers already joined us. And I think we will fix 15 minutes. So each speaker we will fix 15 minutes, they will present. And our speakers are very, very learned speakers. I have the experience of listening to their talks in earlier conferences also. So I hope our journey will be really very, very interesting and fruitful. Thank you. So I will request first Kuldeep Sharma sir to start his presentation, which is creating a risk register for the dairy industry amidst the meta crisis. Questions we can, 2-3 questions we can take every talk.
Presentation.
And then if you have any other question or the detailed discussion if you want, then you can have with the speaker in the E section or lunch session.
Take it forward. Do you have a pointer or
the speakers are.
presentation is there. I sent it by mail. नहीं ये नहीं है, PDF में भेजा है मैंने. मेल चेक कीजिए एक बार. ये तो आर्टिकल भेजा मैंने इसमें.
फिर ये तो आप दोनों ही आए मुझे.
नहीं ये वर्ड है, ये PDF है, ये तो आर्टिकल है. मैंने प्रेजेंटेशन अलग भेजी है.
नहीं सर इसमें तो नहीं है.
आप मेल देखिए.
इसमें मेल नहीं चलेगी सर.
प्रेजेंटेशन तो मैंने भेजी है सुबह.
किस पे मेल भेजी है? कौन सी मेल?
NDRI.
सर हमारे पास तो नहीं है सर वगैरह भी.
कैसे कर सकते हैं?
पेन ड्राइव पे तो सर पेन ड्राइव सर
पेन ड्राइव नहीं है, मैं व्हाट्सएप पे दे सकता हूँ.
व्हाट्सएप पे सर.
भेजी हुई है मैंने राव साहब को.
व्हाट्सएप पे है सर. व्हाट्सएप पे तो सर अपने पास.
नंबर बताओ.
8572.
एक मिनट, आप मुझे नंबर बता दो.
सर इनकी वो मेल पे भेजा थी ना. चलिए मैं जरा
मेल और
इसमें है नहीं सर. राव सर को कह रहा है इसमें है नहीं सर इनकी वाली PDF.
सर आप
एक सेकंड
नेक्स्ट पे कर लेते
नेक्स्ट को करा देते हैं।
नेक्स्ट को करा देते हैं, मैं आपको दे देता
मैं बात कर लेता हूँ।
So due to some technical issue, we will start with the second speaker. So I will request Dr. Prashant to start his presentation, which is on the nourishing our nation, sustainability and quality in Indian dairy products.
हैंड में एक है,
हैं सर.
वो दे देंगे. मेरा इसमें नॉर्मली होता
सर कौन सी नाम सर?
है. सेकंड प्रशांत करके रहेगा.
नहीं सर.
माइक दे देंगे. ठीक, इससे कर लो.
कौन सा सर?
अच्छा, लेकिन हैंड माइक है क्या?
Good morning. Thanks to the Institute and the organizers of this function to have us here, for having us here. Today's topic has got three very important parts. First one is about nourishing India, then we have the quality part, and the third is the sustainability. So each of areas are very vast. Right? So from a time perspective, I would like to cover all the three areas in the next 20 minutes. Nourishing India. So here dairy has been playing a very strong role in terms of delivering the right nutrition to large masses of the people. In addition to that, there is also an opportunity to deliver macronutrients or a fortified product, and also deliver things like high protein or probiotic through dairy methods to help nourishing the whole communities. And second part is about quality. So here I will not talk about the technical quality part because this is something that you already know. So I would try to give my understanding about how consumers see quality, because the organization's perspective about quality may differ from what consumers want or what consumers see as quality. The third thing is about sustainability. So I would like to talk about plastic because the plastic littering has been a big issue in India. At the same time, because of the plastic, which is the poly pouch, dairy could scale up to the current extent, right, than India, because the kind of capex requirement in the case of poly pouch is much less as compared to glass bottle, because earlier you may remember milk used to be served in a glass bottle at home. So for every bottle that reaches the consumer, you need to have one bottle on way and one bottle at the factory. So three bottles as an inventory for to talk more about it. The first part within the nourishment of the communities, fortification plays a very big role, and I'll talk about the efforts around fortification in the next slide. And the second is about dairy is a source of complete protein, as you know. And third would be how do we deliver digestive benefits through dairy methods. Coming to fortification part, so there are 6 micronutrients which are of concern. Their deficiency leads to not only the health effects, but also it leads to the economic effects. Because, as an example, iron. Currently, if you look at the most productive population, which is of the age group between 15 to 49, the nearly 1/3 of the male population is anemic, and at the same time, nearly half of the female population is also anemic. They don't get enough iron. So anemic means it leads to weakness, tiredness, etc. So you are not able to reach your fullest efficiency in your work. So there is a huge economic impact coming from this. At the same time, there are other health related issues also coming up. We wanted to introduce iron through milk, but unfortunately it is not possible because milk is used in many applications. One of the applications is chai. So when you make milk containing iron, when you make chai with the milk containing iron, then the iron complexes with the tannins, thereby leading to a darker color. So it can't be used for making chai. What we have done is fortification of vitamin A and D. In fact, Mother Dairy's efforts around fortification started several decades ago, in 1984 to be exact. At that time, there were huge incidences of night blindness. So government directed the dairy companies to introduce vitamin A in milk. So since that time, Mother Dairy has been using vitamin A in milk, in our total milk. And a few years ago, we implemented in almost all variants of milk. So vitamin A as well as D. If you look at the deficiencies, vitamin A is more than 60% and D is even more than 90%. So it is very concerning. And through milk, we are trying to reach a significant population of masses who normally do not get access to these macronutrients. The biggest issue is most of the macronutrients are present in the non-vegetarian sources. And India being a predominantly vegetarian population, we do not consume non-veg, and because of that, there is a deficiency there. Second one is about the delivery of protein through milk. As you know, milk itself is a complete protein, right? So milk protein is a complete protein. When I say complete protein, that means the protein that has almost every essential amino acid. At the same time, it is easily digestible. So within the vegetarian diet, milk is the only product that is complete, that has the complete protein. Whereas all other complete proteins are in the non-vegetarian sources. And then protein, as you know, it is required at every life stage. So starting from child, it is required for growth, whereas in the adulthood, it is required for muscle maintenance and bone strength. And also it is required for several other functions like creation of antibodies, carrying the important minerals in the blood, etc. From a consumer perspective, the concern is the cost, because every percentage of protein in the product adds around 1 rupee in the cost. So per liter it becomes around 10 rupees of additional cost. So cost is the concern in a high protein product. And at the same time, some of the consumers may experience indigestion if there is a high protein product. And normally high protein products do not have good taste. And unless you deliver a good taste, the products can't be successful. We have been working on this, on delivering the right taste product using high levels of protein. And third thing is about digestive health. etc., which contain a lot of lactobacilli, which will help and fortify, which will go and fortify the gut bacteria. The biggest barrier here is indiscriminate usage of antibiotics. So every time when you fall in fever, then you take antibiotics, and the antibiotics will wash off all the good bacteria from the gut. They kill all the bacteria. To regain the same level of the good bacteria, it takes several weeks. So that is where the probiotics come in. So if you have probiotics frequently, that will try to keep the level of good bacteria in the gut in an optimal manner. We have introduced probiotic in charge, in the whole range of charge. We have introduced it. Charge anyway has been used as a product for digestive benefit. So this is further enhancing the digestive benefits through probiotics. Now coming to the quality from the lens of the consumers. Right? So just to give an example, what I want to say is in my earlier company, they used to have a big business of juices. So in 100% juice packaged in a transparent bottle, you would always find sedimentation because juice would contain a lot of fibers in it and over a period of time they sediment. The quality person would say it is a defect in the product. Whereas if you ask the consumer, the housewife would say that this is what happens at home also because it is natural to sediment. So that sediment actually enhances the perception of natural. So basically the perception around quality from an organization perspective versus the consumer perspective, there may be a difference. And consumers, as a technical people, our mind is cluttered with a lot of complex technical things. Right? Consumers are not like that. They need only a few things from every product. And as far as they are satisfied with it, then the brand or the product is not that. So first thing is the look and the feel of the product. So there is a consumer science behind it. As an example, there are several key elements of this look and feel. First one is about color. So color used on the labels, it plays a very important role. As an example, red. Our human eye can detect red from a very long distance. That is why red is used in traffic signals. So if you use this color on the label, that means it can easily stand out on the shelf because on the shelf there are several products there, right? So that would clearly stand out. This is what the brands like Coca-Cola or say KFC, McDonald's, etc. they have done. And there is a perception that red increases the heart rate, thereby increases the appetite. So most of the fast food chains use red for their branding. And at the same time, yellow. Yellow is the other color after red that stands out clearly on the shelf. Like companies like Nestle, in Maggie, they have used yellow in their pack. So it clearly stands out in the shelf. And yellow is meant to be for cheerfulness. And the most safe color to use is blue because even if you do not like blue, no one probably dislikes blue. So it is the safest color to be used. And blue also connotes the purity. So all the other brands should have blue on them. So colors play a very important role. Then the design of the package, so the shape, etc. At the same time, structure of the package. Like nowadays, you find water bottles which have very thin plastic in it, and they are filled with nitrogen. So when you buy the bottles, they are very sturdy, but once you open, the nitrogen is gone and then it collapses. So it doesn't give you a good drinking experience, right? So those things need to be taken care during the design stage itself. This is about the look and feel of the product. Then second is about consistent quality through delivery of the taste. So taste is the most important thing for the consumer. Unless the product is tasty, there is no repeat purchase of the product. And in order to deliver the taste, I go to the next slide that talks about
क्या हो गया सर खत्म हो गया ये पहले वाला और एक पीपीटी रहेगा ये गलत पीपीटी आया है कौन सा है ऊपर ले लेना नीचे और एक पीपीटी आया रहेगा आपका इसमें आपका कल एक भेजा हुआ है सर छोड़ प्रीवियस में था
Yeah, I'll verbalize it because the latest PPT is not there. From a taste perspective, there are 4 parts. One is about appearance. So if you have a flavored milk, which is mango flavor, unless you use a mango color in it, which is yellowish orange, consumer will not perceive the flavor. The flavor perception comes also through the appearance of the product. Second part is about aroma. Aroma is the smell. In India, nobody actually smells the drink and then have it. But it is more common to smell the product when it is hot, like a hot food product. You would smell and then have it. And third is about the texture. Texture means the chips would deliver a sound, right? When you eat chips, there is a crunchy sound that it delivers. So that impacts your taste experience. Similarly, texture is a thick texture, say smoothie. And the creaminess that you can perceive in a thick companies have become plastic neutral then. That means whatever plastic we have been using, the same quantity of plastic we are taking it back to reactors and getting it recycled. So these are some of the initiatives around the sustainability part. Thank you so much.
So audience, if you have question, 2-3 questions you can take. Please, you might hand over the knowledge.
Very good presentation. My question is, do you carry some impact assessment studies of these three group of categories of product, your fortified products for vitamin D and D, your proteins product and probiotic products? How much is the availability and how much is the consumer really getting these nutrients and there is an impact on the improvement of their health? That's one question. Second is, do you find any challenge in terms of regulation with respect to SSAI or international regulation with respect to these three categories?
I talk about that. I'll talk about fortification first. Currently, fortification is not mandated; it is voluntary. And we try to deliver around 20% per serving of the product. And what we do is we continuously monitor the incoming vitamin premix and also monitor the levels of vitamin in the end of the shelf life. In the case of milk, the shelf life is very short, so it is very easy for us. In terms of the consumer actually getting benefited out of it, there have been several studies like administration of vitamin D in school feeds, etc., where there is significant improvement that these studies have observed, which is done in India itself. So the idea is to deliver at least some level of vitamin A to large masses of people, so that they at least get some benefits out of it. And at the same time, our vegetable oil, which is Dhara, that also has been fortified with vitamin A. So when the families that use Dhara, they also get benefited out of it. And then regarding probiotics, is there any other question?
Yeah, about challenge also.
There is no challenge in fortification. The cost involved is very low. It is only say 2 or 3 paisa per liter. It can be easily absorbed. It can be easily added in the plant. No issue. You have to ensure the distribution in large silos. But that is all very easy. There is no challenge there.
Even in terms of compliance to
Yeah,
Indian regulations and international regulations.
we can. Any other question?
Like some people like fortified with some like different types of it. Some are below 40, put back with. We have those kind of all availability in our very.
Yeah. So FCM, full cream milk need not be fortified because it has got enough quantity of vitamin A. So everything below FCM has been fortified by us. So most of the portfolio is having vitamin A. Yes.
So that's audible. So how about if you don't have any fat, like how do you maintain
The lowest that we have in terms of big product, the lowest we have is 1.5% fat.
So that's the lowest.
Double count. So it can be easily. Skim is a very small variant for us.
In the US or other countries, they have enough fat free milk. There's no fat. Hardly 0.1 or 0.2%. So that's the challenge we can have.
Skim milk doesn't work here. So minimum fat percentage would be 1.5.
Good morning and namaste to Prasan sir. And my current question, my take, and my request is that we are manufacturing and we are upgrading our products to Western products. Some of the we are copying from that, and we are in terms of for globalization, we are moving towards some product at par with world level, sir. So my question is that we are talk about yogurt, we are talk about some vitamin A, fortification. We are converting our products, but main thing is that the main problem is that, sir, adulteration in milk. हम क्लीन मिल्क प्रोडक्शन करते हैं सर। अभी लास्ट 10 इयर्स में बहुत अच्छा खासा हमने अचीव भी किया है। क्लीन मिल्क प्रोडक्ट हुआ, दैट इज बेसिकली टू कंस्ट्रक्ट अवर माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म। ठीक है कि माइक्रोब्स ना कम से कम लोड में रहे तो आगे इतना लोड कम हो जाए। आपका पास सुधाइए सर। क्लीन मिल्क प्रोडक्शन बहुत अच्छा कर दिया हमने, और एक तरफ बहुत ज्यादा अभी दुविधा में है हम लोग की एडल्ट्रेशन सबसे हाइट पे है। जब वी आर राइट नाउ 140 करोड़, आगे सर 2040 में व्हेन वी आर या 2050 में व्हेन वी आर 170 करोड़, ये सप्लाई एंड डिमांड के बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ जाएगी। तो अभी से जो एडल्ट्रेशन इतना ज्यादा बढ़ गया है, एक तरफ बिना माइक्रो का दूध आ रहा है, मान लो क्लीन मिल्क प्रोडक्शन, और उसी में ही आपका हाईली एडल्ट्रेटेड मिल्क जिसमें बूंद दूध नहीं है वो मिक्स हो रहा है। तो वो चैलेंज को सर हमारे लिए इंडस्ट्री आगे कैसे उसको करेगी? तो भाई दूध से हम बड़ी बड़ी बातें करके योगर्ट बना देंगे, उसको फोर्टिफिकेशन कर देंगे, उसमें प्रोबायोटिक डाल देंगे। जब तक हमारा रॉ मटेरियल ठीक नहीं है सर, तो आगे हम कैसे फेस करेंगे? तो इसमें आगे गवर्नमेंट को क्या करना चाहिए? अभी गवर्नमेंट के पास क्या क्या संसाधन है इसको लड़ने के लिए? क्या लॉ एंड ऑर्डर है? उससे कितने केस बढ़ रहे हैं? ये सब पे सबसे ज्यादा फोकस करने की जरूरत है। और आपका ये ओपन में क्वेश्चन रखता हूँ कि आपके सिवा भी सांसद के सिवा भी कोई इसको बेहतरीन ढंग से कोई आंसर करना चाहे या इसमें कोई लगा हुआ है तो उसको मैं कोई आंसर चाहूँगा सर।
आई विल ट्राई टू आंसर दिस। अभी आप अगर मिल्क कंजम्पशन इंडिया में देखते हो, करेंट जो अवेलेबिलिटी पर पर्सन जो है इन टर्म्स ऑफ मिल्क प्रोडक्शन, इट इज अराउंड 450 ml पर, काफ़ी ज़्यादा है। और हम लोग करेंट बिजनेस में क्या है कि 70% जो है ना स्टिल इट इज लूज मिल्क जो फार्मर खुद आके घर में डिलीवर करता है। ओनली 30% इज पैकेज। पैकेज में जैसे हमारी जो कंपनी जो है, we do test all the tests required for adulteration. There are nearly 34 tests that we have to do for every batch of milk, every tanker of milk. And the penalties are very very strict because अगर कोई adulterant पकड़ा गया कोई टैंकर में, that supply is debarred, हम लोग उसको कैंसिल कर सकते हैं। तो that way adulterants are very well taken care in terms of their detection and not allowing that to come in the product.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Prashant. So next speaker is Dr. Tiwari. So I request Dr. Tiwari to present his talk. That is the nourishing a nation. Congratulations. Same हो गया टाइटल। चलिए कोई बात नहीं।
आपसे
Hello. Good morning. And I seek blessing from my all seniors, Mr. Man, Mr. Dher, Dr. Dher, NRI Director. I see here a lot of my seniors, Dr. Harisman and Dr. Abhay Kumar, and many more seniors are here. And so a lot of regard to my seniors as well as a lot of love to my juniors and colleagues. Okay. I am Dr. T.N. Tiwari, and my subject is here nourishing a nation and sustainability and quality. Although it's a very big subject, not possible to conclude within 15-20 minutes. Nourishing a nation is really a big challenge for we all dairy technocrats, especially all those who are into the food industry, not only dairy technocrats, but all pharma nutrition, even food nutrition, everybody. We are having a population of 150 crore. Tomorrow it may be 170, 180, 200 crore. I think one person from audience just now highlighted the same thing. What will be done when the population will increase? And day by day, it will keep on increasing. ये सृष्टि है, ब्रह्मा जी की सृष्टि है, कोई नहीं रोक सकता, ये चलता ही रहेगा पॉपुलेशन। और सबसे बड़ी फूड इंडस्ट्री की खासियत ये है कि इसमें कभी भी जो है ये क्या फूड में या इसमें जो इकोनॉमी में आता ड्रॉप आउट, उस क्या टर्म में मैं भूल रहा हूँ, तो वो जो है वो इसमें नहीं होना है, रिसेशन। क्योंकि so long the population will increase, the food business and food technology or dairy technology, it will keep on increasing. Population, इसे भगवान ही बढ़ा रहे हैं, हर साल बच्चे पैदा होने हैं, हर साल ह्यूमन बीइंग का पॉपुलेशन बढ़ना है, तो फूड ही एक ऐसी लाइन है जहाँ रिसेशन की कोई संभावना नहीं है। बाकी सब में पॉसिबिलिटीज है, चाहे वो कंप्यूटर हो, चाहे वो आईटी हो, और वो देख लिया हमने पीछे। लेकिन फूड की जब भी हम बात करते हैं तो उसमें ये आता है कि रिसेशन की कोई गुंजाइश नहीं है, इसमें वॉल्यूम बढ़ना ही है। और बेटर देन मान साहब कोई नहीं जानता कि फैक्ट्री जो है और सप्लाईज और ऑर्डर्स कैसे बढ़ता ही जा रहा है। मतलब हम लोगों में जो है, इवन मदर डेयरी अमूल कहाँ आज 72,000 करोड़ जो है अमूल कर रहा है, 16,000 करोड़ का बिजनेस जो है मदर डेयरी कर रही है, 22,000 करोड़ का नंदनी कर रहा है। तो कैसे कर रहे हैं? आज जो है अमूल टॉप 15 में पहुंच गया जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द फूड बिजनेस, क्योंकि इसका कोई जवाब नहीं है। और ये जो है अब आते हैं सोर्सिंग ए नेशन, नोरिशिंग ए नेशन, नर्चरिंग 150 करोड़ is not only possible by doing giving simply milk or even other products. Even the Prime Minister has started, I think 5 kg cereals or something to 80 crore population. That's the good motive. सबको खाना मिलना चाहिए, सबका अच्छा सही पोषण, देश रोशन। तो ये जो है सबको खाने का नोरिशिंग ए नेशन, यही सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज है। अभी हमने इस चैलेंज शायद हमारे सीनियर्स ने पहले भी कभी किया, कभी हो सकता है कि फुल क्रीम ही खाली रहा हो कंट्री में, टोन और डबल टोन जिस किसी ने डेवलप किया, तो वैसे ही ये फोर्टिफिकेशन हुआ। ये क्यों हुआ कि इतनी बड़ी आबादी को आप सारा फुल क्रीम ही बांट देंगे तो कहाँ से सबको दूध मिल पाएगा? उसी दूध को 6% को हमने डाइल्यूट किया, टोन किया, 1.5% किया और अब स्किम मिल्क किया। तो ये हम डाइल्यूशन करते गए, चाहे इसे डाइल्यूशन कहे या फोर्टिफिकेशन कहे। अच्छा, हमने न्यूट्रिएंट्स अच्छा रखा, फैट प्रोटीन दिया, फैट की अभी कम ज़रूरत है, प्रोटीन की ज़रूरत है, तो वो देते गए। और आज क्या है, आज मेजर जितने मेट्रो सिटीज है हर जगह है ये दूध पहुंच रहा है। सेम फिलोसफी अभी जो है फोर्टिफिकेशन इज, we need the fortification, and that is the biggest challenge to all the professionals. And it's not only the fortification of dairy products, now it's the need of fortification of dairy as well as food fortification, combining milk with other food ingredients. This is the new, that will be the new venture, new era, and right now it's into the hand of the multinationals. They are doing. And I think this year somewhere in NGA group I read that NDRI is also going to start food technology or something like that course. Okay, so that's a very good step, because combining dairy technology and food technology, that will use the dairy products more and more into the food industries. और part of coming to the one ingredient, protein. दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा अमृत जो है वो है दूध, और दूध का सबसे बड़ा अमृत जो है वो है प्रोटीन। और प्रोटीन में भी वे प्रोटीन जो है आज की डेट में बूम कर रहा है। और 10 साल पहले जब मैंने इसे 2011 में चालू किया था तो कोई जानता नहीं था। NDRI में जब हम पढ़ते थे तो कभी एक हमारे प्रदीप कत्याल साहब ने US से कोई सैंपल मंगाया था चीज़ का और वे प्रोटीन का, और ये बात है 83-84 की। हम सब क्लासमेट टेस्ट कर रहे थे, हमने ढंग से उसे लिया ही नहीं, स्पाइक कर दिया कि अरे एक ऐसा टेस्ट है। आज वही प्रोटीन की डिमांड इतनी हो गई कि हर 1 किलोमीटर पे जिम दिख रहा है, एंड दैट जिम इज इवन अगेंस्ट द डॉक्टर उसे अपोज कर रहे हैं कि आप प्रोटीन खा रहे हो, वे प्रोटीन, आपका लीवर खराब हो जाएगा, आपका किडनी खराब हो जाएगा। कई डॉक्टर के एसोसिएशन में मुझे बोलना पड़ा, सर आप मेडिकल डॉक्टर हैं, यू नो ओनली अबाउट द मेडिसिन, आप लोगों को कंफ्यूज मत कीजिए। प्रोटीन जो है कितना इस देश में मिलता है, 80% लोग जो है प्रोटीन डिफिशिएंट है। आज ओबेसिटी में इंडिया नंबर 1 है, डायबिटिक में इंडिया नंबर 1 है, और अब हार्ट में भी इंडिया नंबर 1 है, हार्ट पेशेंट में। इसका रीजन क्या है? आप बहुत अच्छे डॉक्टर हैं तो बताइए। मुझे मेरठ में बुलाया गया था, 400 डॉक्टर थे, हमने वही कहा आप बताइए, मैं तो दूधिया हूँ, आई एम मिल्क मैन। उन्होंने हमारे से क्वेश्चन पूछा, हमने कहा आपके मेडिसिन काम नहीं कर रहे डायबिटिक पे, आप दुनिया के बहुत अच्छे डॉक्टर हैं, लेकिन आप कर क्या रहे हैं कि इसके बावजूद भी डायबिटिक बढ़ रहा है और हार्ट पेशेंट बढ़ रहा है। आप दूध लीजिए, दूध में भी वे प्रोटीन लीजिए, प्रोटीन डिफिशियंसी दूर कीजिए, डायबिटिक का इलाज वही है, कैंसर का इलाज वही है, हार्ट का इलाज वही है। आप हार्ट प्रॉब्लम के लिए कुछ नहीं, एलर्जिनाइन और टोरिन मिला के लीजिए, आप देखिए आपके जो नर्व्स हैं क्लीन हो जाएंगे, कोई भी इतना कोलेस्ट्रॉल का प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा। तो ये सारे चीज़, आज इंसुलिन जो है 51 अमाइनो एसिड से बना हुआ है, वो सारे अमाइनो एसिड जो है वे प्रोटीन में, मिल्क प्रोटीन में है। तो मिल्क प्रोटीन जो है अपने आप में बहुत बड़ा मिरेकल है, और शायद आई एम प्राउड टू बी ए डेयरी पर्सन, क्योंकि मिल्क प्रोटीन पे अभी बहुत सारे कंपनियां जो काम कर रही है इसी के कैप्सूल बना के, और वो वेट लॉस और सारी चीज़ों पे। अब आते हैं नूरिशिंग पे। नूरिशिंग में मैं थोड़ा ये चला गया था दूसरे तरफ। तो ये जो चैलेंज है वो फोर्टिफिकेशन है, और हम इसे तभी तय कर सकते हैं 150 करोड़ का कि अकेले दूध से नहीं हो सकता, दूध और फूड दोनों को कंबाइन करें। जैसे बेबी फूड सीरियल, बेबी फूड मिल्क सीरियल, वो मिल्क भी है और सीरियल भी है, अनाज भी है। अच्छा, और इंडिया में कोई बनाता नहीं, इंडिया क्या पूरे साउथ एशिया में कोई मैन्युफैक्चरर नहीं है, एक कंपनी को छोड़ दीजिए तो, और साथ दूसरी मेरी कंपनी होगी जो चालू किया है। तीसरी कोई कंपनी नहीं है पूरा सार्क कंट्रीज में, GCC में, एज वेल एज आपको अफ्रीकन कंट्री में 100-150 कंट्रीज जो है जहाँ पे, और इसको कंबाइन कर दिया जाए फूड और मिल्क को, तो बहुत बड़ा रिवॉल्यूशन हो सकता है। दूसरा है कि इन्फेंट फार्मूला, जैसे हमें तो सारे पॉपुलेशन का ध्यान रखना है, चाहे वो बच्चे हो, बूढ़े हो, औरतें हो, मर्द हो, सब ये जितने 150 करोड़ है ये सब कंबाइंड है। इन 150 करोड़ लोगों का जो फूड तैयार करना है तो सारी चीज़ों से, एक तो मिल्क एंड सीरियल्स को मिला के हो गया, दूसरा इन्फेंट फार्मूला भी, ये भी फोर्टिफाइड है। अब इसमें क्या है कि 30-40% आपने दूध डाला, रेस्ट आपने फैट डाला और बाकी कार्बोहाइड्रेट, और इसकी ज़रूरत आज तक हम 50-60 साल हो गया और हमने अपनी टेक्नोलॉजी जो है इसमें डेवलप नहीं की। क्यों? 60-70 साल में भी हम एक ऐसे देश में जहाँ इतना बड़ा NDDB, NDRI, अमूल सब कुछ है, मदर डेयरी है, लेकिन हमने आज तक बच्चों के दूध में कुछ नहीं किया। और क्या किया? ये मल्टीनेशनल पे छोड़ दिया। $153 बिलियन का मार्केट जा रहा है कहीं बाहर है। प्रोडक्ट हमारा, दूध हमारा, अनाज हमारा, चीनी हमारी, विटामिन हमारी, और पैसे कहाँ जा रहे हैं? पैसे जा रहे हैं बाहर। क्या ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी नहीं है सोचने समझने की? हम खाली 150 करोड़ लोग गिनती के हैं। हमारी भी जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि हम सब मिल करके इसे फाइट करें। और इस चीज़ को मैंने एक स्मॉल कैपेसिटी में चालू किया और यहाँ फोर्टिफिकेशन इसी को कि हर जगह जो है हमें फोर्टिफाई करके हर बच्चे तक इंडियन प्रोडक्ट जो है पहुँचे, ये दूध पहुँचे। अभी क्या हो रहा है? पीछे एक ब्रांड था, मैं नाम नहीं लेना चाहूँगा, टीवी पे दिन भर आता था कि और प्रोटीन कितना था? 5%। प्रोटीन का सोर्स क्या था? सोया प्रोटीन। और जब मुझे मिले उनके ओनर, मैंने कहा आप कभी नहीं चलोगे 5% प्रोटीन और वो भी सोया से, कभी जो है आपका ये नहीं होगा। 480 करोड़ उन्होंने खर्च कर दिया था एड पे जो है, बाबा रामदेव जो है। तो अल्टीमेटली वो ब्रांड बंद ही हो गया। ये कुछ बच्चों का था और 160 रुपये में। तो कोई ये सॉल्यूशन नहीं है कि बिल्कुल सस्ते में सस्ता लाओ और उसमें कुछ भी डालो। सोया प्रोटीन इस देश में कभी भी कोई टेस्ट नहीं करेगा। ये दूध कहा है, हमने ट्राई किया हुआ है, कभी भी सोया की एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी यहाँ नहीं रही। और सोया कभी भी मिल्क प्रोटीन को रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकता है। मिल्क प्रोटीन जो है अपने आप में मिरेकल है। ये कोई और ऐड आता था, दूध की शक्ति बढ़ाओ, उसमें ये विटामिन डी डालो या चीनी डालो। दूध तो अपने आप में इतना पावरफुल है, इसकी शक्ति बढ़ाने के लिए किसी चीज़ की जरूरत ही नहीं है। दुनिया का सबसे पावरफुल कोई न्यूट्रिशन है तो वो दूध है। दूध सबकी शक्ति बढ़ाता, दूध की शक्ति बढ़ाने वाला कौन आ गया? ये चल रहा था 5 में लिमेरेडियन में, वो ब्रांड जो है उसके बाद का स्पीकर में था। तो माइक्रोग्राम में विटामिन डी पे डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि ये डाल करके हम ये करेंगे, कोई मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी के लोग थे। उसके बाद का स्पीकर जब मैंने कहा भाई साहब माइक्रोग्राम वाली चीज़ जो है ये ग्राम और किलो वाले को चैलेंज कैसे दे देगा? ये माइक्रोग्राम या IU की यूनिट वाला विटामिन डी ये 15, 20 या 30-35 ग्राम प्रोटीन को चैलेंज कैसे देगा? प्रोटीन की डिफिशियंसी है। दिस इज द टॉपिक विच इज नीडेड टू बी डिस्कस्ड। यहाँ माइक्रो न्यूट्रिएंट की उतनी, पहले लोगों का पेट भरे और उसमें सबसे बड़ा न्यूट्रिशन जो है वो प्रोटीन है। प्रोटीन जाए, अब वो डेयरी इंडस्ट्री बहुत अच्छे से कर रही है और प्रोटीन हमारे यहाँ प्लेंटी में है जो है। स्किम मिल्क पाउडर 20 रुपये का 100 ग्राम मिलता है और उसमें क्या है 20 रुपये में 35 ग्राम प्रोटीन है सर। इतना सस्ता दुनिया में कहीं नहीं है। वही आप डब्बा देखिए इनके जिम वालों के, तो उनका 20 ग्राम प्रोटीन जो है वो पड़ता है करीब 100-150 रुपये का, नहीं 250 रुपये का। 250 रुपये में वो बेच रहे हैं। तो ये एक चैलेंज है फोर्टिफिकेशन जो हमें करना है कि बहुत सारी चीज़ों में, और दिस इज ए चैलेंज टू द यंगर डेयरी टेक्नोक्रेट्स एंड अदर प्रोफेशनल टू कम ahead and accept this challenge to do the fortification for infants, then growing kids, then for pregnant and lactating mothers, and apart from that gym and adult gym goers, fitness supplements, as well as medical nutrition. Now coming to medical nutrition, 70% बीमारियों का इलाज जो है इट्स मिल्क एंड मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स एंड स्पेशली द वे प्रोटीन। कैंसर आज कैंसर ऑन्कोलॉजिस्ट जो है कैंसर के लिए यही दे रहे हैं, दूध का वे प्रोटीन। आपको ऑर्थो में यही दिया जा रहा है, हड्डियों को मजबूत करने के लिए। आपको फिटनेस के लिए जितना आप देखें, ये सेलिब्रिटीज जो है, ये सब के सब सेलिब्रिटीज जो है, चाहे वो पॉलिटिशियन हो, चाहे ये हॉलीवुड बॉलीवुड जो भी हो, ये सारे के सारे ये वे प्रोटीन ले रहे हैं। तो ये इसकी जो है ऑलरेडी काफ़ी नोरिशिंग पार्ट जो है ये अच्छा है, हम मिल्क में ग्रो कर रहे हैं। सेकेंड पार्ट है, आई विल टेक 2 मिनट्स मोर ऑन द क्वालिटी पार्ट। सस्टेनेबिलिटी तो हम द्वारका से अब तक देख रहे हैं, द्वारका युग से कल युग तक कि दूध ही दूध है। अच्छा, अब जो है क्वालिटी पार्ट पे जो है, इट्स रियली अ बैड थिंग, क्वालिटी पार्ट especially in India, and I need the attention of NDRI director on this to play a role into the quality of Indian dairy product, because we expect from this institute to do a lot of miracles into this. अभी एक एग्जाम्पल मैं बताता हूँ कि इन्फेंट मिल्क फार्मूला बच्चों का जो 7 महीने 9 महीने बाद की डिलीवरीज को दिया जाता है, गवर्नमेंट ने इसका माइक्रोबायोलॉजी कर दिया 500 TBC पर CFU पर ग्राम, और प्रोसेस क्या कर दिया, ड्राई ब्लेंडिंग इज अलाउड। दुनिया में कहीं कोई ड्राई ब्लेंडिंग से 500 बैक्टीरिया आ सकता है क्या? और ये डिस्कशन का आउटकम है FAD का, फूड एंड डेयरी पीपल, और ये मेल मेरे को BIS से आया है। तो ये सोचने वाली बात है, और फॉर्चुनेटली NDRI के आप उसके हेड है सर, शायद उस FAD के या BIS के। मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि प्रोसेस आप प्लस टेक्निकल स्पेसिफिकेशंस मैच करें। 500 बैक्टीरिया कभी भी वर्ल्ड वाइड जो है, जो हमने इसी NDRI में सीखा है कि ड्राई ब्लेंडिंग से कभी आ ही नहीं सकता है। एक SMP 50,000 का, उसके लिए हमें प्लांट लगाने की जरूरत पड़ती। इन्फेंट फार्मूला के लिए कोई प्लांट की नहीं, 10 बाई 10 के कमरे में दूध और चीनी ब्लेंड करो, और वो भी लाइनर में, 10 रुपये के लाइनर में वो ब्लेंड किया और टीन में भर के 90 ब्रांड्स ऐसे काम कर रहे हैं। तो आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑल द सीनियर पीपल एंड द अथॉरिटीज रेगुलेटरी to look into such type of adulteration, and it's not a adulteration on the infants only. अब तो भगवान के साथ भी एडल्ट्रेशन होने लगा है, तिरुपति का लड्डू। थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
हम एक क्वेश्चन लेंगे, हमारे पास टाइम का थोड़ा कंस्ट्रेंट हो रहा है, तो अगर कोई बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है तो आप ठीक है।
Sir, normally immunity is the main concern with the cancer. Okay, और कैंसर के लिए आप देखेंगे, एक बार किसी भी मेडिकल शॉप पे चले जाइए या किसी भी हॉस्पिटल में चले जाइए, वो देखेंगे आप या तो 400 ग्राम या 800 ग्राम या 910 ग्राम के वो काले डब्बे जो है ना, अब बहुत सारे ब्रांड जो और मतलब फ्लडेड है मार्केट में। करनाल में भी आप चले जाइए, उसमें प्रोटीन क्या है, 50% है, 60% है, वे प्रोटीन है, उसको कंबाइन करके थोड़ा डाइल्यूट किया गया है, और उसको डाइल्यूट करके तो वही जितने ऑन्कोलॉजिस्ट है, सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है प्रोटीन। अब प्रोटीन से ही इम्यूनिटी आनी है। रह गई बात मिलेट की, मिलेट इज गुड, बट मिलेट में प्रोटीन कम होता है, 10 to 11%। वो इम्यूनिटी नहीं दे पाएगा जो वे प्रोटीन देगा। दूसरी चीज़, मिलेट में फाइबर है, समझे? तो फाइबर शायद मुझे नहीं लगता कि कैंसर में उतनी ज़रूरत है, लेकिन वे प्रोटीन की सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है। ओके, Sir, sir, I'll take 2-3 minutes more. It's a very important, one minute, sir, this cereals, all, whatever you said, that is the cereals, beans or this. Beans are not having more than 20% of the protein. आटा में आपको 9% है, मिलेट में 11 है, और कुछ बीन्स में जो है 18 से 20% प्रोटीन है, और वो उसका एब्जॉर्प्शन बहुत कम होता है, 50% से भी कम होता है सोया का। इसका आपने प्रोटीन 20 ग्राम लिया तो 10 ग्राम ही उसकी बायो अवेलेबिलिटी होती है, लेकिन वही आप वे प्रोटीन लेते हैं उसकी बायो अवेलेबिलिटी है 110%। और दूसरा क्या है, वो 80% वे प्रोटीन कंसंट्रेट है, 92% आइसोलेट है, और हाइड्रोलाइज्ड वे प्रोटीन जो है वो 95% प्योर है। जब ये जाएगा ना तो उसके सामने ये सीरियल प्रोटीन कहीं से किसी काम लायक नहीं है, क्योंकि एक प्रोफेसर दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी हेड भी, वो भी सीरियल प्रोटीन की बातें कर रही थी, लेकिन डेयरी प्रोटीन से क्या है, दुनिया अभी अनभिज्ञ है, और ये एक बहुत बड़ी क्रांति हुई है पिछले 10 साल में। तो डेयरी प्रोटीन जो है मेडिकल न्यूट्रिशन का कोर है, 70% बीमारियों का इलाज है। ये वही लोग जिनको डेयरी प्रोटीन के बारे में नॉलेज नहीं है, वो सीरियल प्रोटीन के बारे में बताते हैं। थैंक यू।
सर ये टॉक्स बहुत अच्छी थी, हम सुनना तो बहुत लंबे समय तक चाहते हैं, पर समय का कंस्ट्रेंट हमारी सारों की जिंदगियों में आजकल, तो यहाँ भी वही है। तो मैं एक्सपर्ट स्पीकर से रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कुलदीप शर्मा जी से अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन।
एक बार लाइन टूट जाती है तो नंबर फिर घूम के बाद नहीं आता, वैसे ही होना चाहिए। So I think we had two very powerful presentation and feeling quite energetic. And Tiwari Saab has talked so good about milk proteins and dairy industry. We all belong to dairy industry. Personally, I feel that there could not have been a better time for we as dairy technologists from India and Karnataka than what we have today. The kind of tie-up which we have with NDRI Karnataka, the premier most institution in dairy technology, maybe in the Asia, whole of Asian region. Simultaneously, in IBA chapters, we are having very good representation from NDRI graduates. But the topic which I would like to discuss with you today, maybe a little bit serious topic, maybe pointing out towards what our true responsibilities should be at this point of time. We had all the reason to laugh the way we laughed on Tirupati Gandu. And Masidar also laughed. But I think there should be some difference in between we looking at the news of it. I don't know what has happened last 60 days. First the issue of A182 came, then the issue of bioequity policy came, then we had this particular issue of Tirupati Gandu coming up. I think there is a need for more science in the thinking. And who else could contribute to that kind of thinking than we as dairy technologists? So I would like to begin. This is a time actually to prepare a risk register. The situation is not as simple and as normal as we are thinking. I might be playing more safe, but definitely it is not a time to feel complacent of the way things are happening, and we are assuming it will remain like this. द्वारका से लेके आज तक जो चल from Mother Dairy, he talked about, and I would like to begin with this beautiful statement. In R&D, he talked about that iron is necessary because more than 50% of the population is animal. But the moment we put iron, then the tea becomes black. In order to support one cause, in future we find that we are not getting the desired results. तो उनके दूध में वो मेटल क्राइसिस है, हमारे केस में वो मेटा क्राइसिस है, which I am going to discuss in next 12, 13, 14 minutes. Excuse me, ये चल रहा है?
चल रहा है, लेकिन ये अपने को पीपीटी नहीं है।
अच्छा, ठीक है, thank you. So sorry for the technical reason, I'll have to speak from here. So right now, all our actions, you know, in terms of technology, AI, we have been doing so many things. I think someone has rightly said that currently we are on a crash course with self-termination. Whatever we are doing today, it's endangering our existence tomorrow. And same is true, and you know, one of the most important industry which is at stake, that is agriculture. And out of agriculture, dairy definitely, because dairy is from all possible angles, dairy plays a significant role in livestock, in whole of agriculture. We are heading towards a meta crisis. And what is this meta crisis? This meta crisis is totality of all those risks that we face as species, as a planet. No other species on Earth is in competition with others. No other species is actually impacting the sustainability of other species by surviving. And each and every step of our survival actually is impacting others, planet, the planet Earth, as well as our own existence also. So these are just, we can call them as invisible repercussions of the unchecked pursuit of achieving narrow goals. What are those narrow goals? To be better today. We are talking of 8 billion population. We are talking of this 8 billion population with the kind of technology and the level which we have achieved. We are still talking of 1 billion of them not eating at all, not having food. Forget about, you know, we are talking about whey protein. When we look at whole of the world, still, you know, our milk is unable to provide, you know, enough for the infants as far as the nutritional security is concerned. Something is, in the whole equation, something is wrong somewhere. We need to look at, would the things remain the way we are looking at them today? There is a kind of, and this process is happening with all the industries. It is not only with dairy. And one more thing I would like to say, maybe I may be talking a little bit in a superlative degree. I may be exaggerating certain things, but the directions are confirming that yes, the cues are there, that yes, we are moving in that direction. So out of I have made a whole list of risk. In my risk register, there are now more than 26 points. But let me talk about 5 most important of them. Starting with climate change, biodiversity loss, particularly the environmental footprint, particularly from dairy sector perspective. Quest for cheaper food, because you know, when we talk about millet, when we talk about any other food, it's basically looking for, because our population growth is very high. So we need to look at how we will be able to give them food. The changing fads which are happening in the society. You know, all of us know, and younger generation is sitting over here. All of us know, and we have reached a position where our kids are pretty young in the sense, or pretty old. All of us know they hardly listen to us. And all of the younger generation sitting over here know that they hardly listen to their parents. They are making their own choices. And right now their choices are not coming out of the value system of the family. The choices are coming out of social media. And whatever you are serving over there, practically there is no control. You can write anything. Recently there was an issue of Tirupati Laddu. We tried to give a scientific explanation to that. The video was uploaded at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it was the best expert who knows about the subject, who knows about IS 17678, who knows it ins and out. And at 1 o'clock we receive a call, and 10 past 1 this particular video was removed. So what I am trying to say, but still, that doesn't make, that next time anything will happen and we will not post the video. We are ready. We will do it again. We will see how many times, the technical people like us will be challenged. But the thing is, should it not be a kind of the whole industry, the whole fraternity standing against those non-scientific versions which the media is serving? And what about the masses? We belong to dairy. We know that the standard, the S value or the TG profile on the basis of which all those words were served to the industry. Even today, FSSAI they have not passed this. They have not considered it as a part of standard testing methodology for ghee. At least we should refrain ourselves from such kind of activity. I'm not worried about, on the groups people are talking about it, but that's not my topic. My topic is, I'm coming back, because why I raise this topic? Because this silence is also a precursor of the meta crisis I am talking about. It is not our silence. Later on, what this silence is going to do, all these people who are not from the industry, they are going to take over. They are going to take over and they are going to decide the policies, which is happening today, unfortunately. Starting with climate change, methane, all of us know about methane. It's a challenge. If we look at the percentage, 7 to 11%, somewhere 11 to 14%, and at the best 14 to 17% they have written, because the methodology of assessment of methane from livestock, there are different empirical formulas. But let us say a significant portion is coming from, let's say, livestock. And we know that we have the largest population of livestock in the world. Why we are closing our eye? Why we are saying no, it's not, because we have a low input, low output model? We have got NDRI canal. I think we had a project in which I personally saw that particular cubicle, which earlier I saw only in Ireland. I think there was some university which showed us, I don't remember where it was. The same animal, the same completely closed chamber where you are computing everything, all the input and all the output. We did the study. We know, yes, our productivity is low. That's why our per capita kind of thing, methane emission. So that is, the moment our productivity will improve, it will improve. But we cannot say that in our case, livestock is not an issue. Right now, study is being going on. Government of India is doing some study. And we have reviewed the complete national survey. And what we found, there have been assessment. These are Indian assessment reports, which are talking about, you can look at the Indian map and you can look at the red area. Wherever the cattle population is high, particularly UP, 100 out of 741 districts, they contribute to 40% of the methane emission in the country. How can we say, how can we close our eye on this? This is happening. So in that particular case, all our steps, which are related to increasing productivity, and interesting part of this study is that majority of this methane emission is coming from the unproductive cattle. We have a huge population of that. So we need to look into this particular aspect, and then we have to work like we had aflatoxin binder. So similarly, we have got methane binder. Why it is not getting promoted at the level it should be? We are ready to live with the status quo. There is no problem. But we are not ready to live with the status quo where we don't find any hope that this status quo will change for the good. I think as a dairy person, it's our responsibility. We have to do our little bit. We can't depend on others, to bring change in this industry or in this policy system. Let's look at the biodiversity loss. The livestock I'm only talking about, so it's a global kind of a thing. If livestock is removed in that particular case, we are going to have 19 billion meter cube of fresh water per year. And if you look at the kind of land being used for this purpose, 460 billion meter square of land per year, size of Spain as a country. That is extra land which we are going to get or retrieve from the Mother Earth every year. What about India? We did a study. Study in the sense, we just collected the data. And on that basis, what we found, in 2022, the water footprint of Indian dairy industry was more than 50% of the total water available for irrigation in India in 2025. It means in past, we have created a footprint which is more than 50% of the kind of sources which will be available in the future. In this particular situation, why can't we look at the kind of practices which are there? Otherwise, what will happen? This social media is going to take over. Already it is talking, nasty things about our industry. And we are listening. And we are taking it silently. Let's talk about this population part. May I have some water, please? अपने कॉलेज में आके शोर नहीं मचाएंगे तो कहाँ मचाएंगे? Thanks sir for giving this opportunity. अब अशोक सर बाद में कहेंगे तुझे शोर मचाने के लिए तो बुलाते हैं. Coming back, sorry. Let's look at the population. The population of the earth was, I'm talking from human being point of view, around 4.5 million in 10,000 BC. Moving forward, in 1804 it touched 1 billion. 1927 2 billion. 1960 3 billion. 1974 4 billion. 1987 5 billion. In a way, if 1800 beginning was 1 billion, 1900 beginning was 2 billion. But if we look at it today, it is almost 8 billion. So the point is, the way this population is increasing, people have started to find out the ways. Okay, other countries have got their own reason to calculate, because maybe from biodiversity perspective, they might not be having those inventory of those all 14 biodiversified areas available in single country. In that particular case, they said that by the time we will reach 2100, at that time, our requirements may increase multifold. Precision fermentation came in a big way. And precision fermentation started to give ways of making food in the lab. Lab-made food. Dairy was one of them. We tried to study raw milk. They were setting up their center in Denmark. We tried to calculate on the basis of that in a particular area, at a single location, they were producing milk solids equivalent to 50,000 cattle of Europe at one location. It means one lab capability of creating 1 million liter equivalent of total solid per day. In that particular case, we extrapolated it considering 250 ml as the per capita requirement as per WHO. We did it on whole of the population. Can you imagine? In 232 countries of the world, only 1,971 labs will be more than sufficient to take care of the per capita or minimum per capita milk requirement. Now, this is at a global level, things are happening. We can understand. But the same thing if suppose our ministry is talking about, and we are coming with Bio-E3 policy, and in that Bio-E3 policy, the minister himself is saying the next generation will learn how to accept lab-made milk. Isn't it insult to our 80 million farmers? Don't, as a dairy person, isn't it the time for us to look at it seriously and talk about it and feel open about it, discuss it? Because they are preparing India for that. And mind it,
The people who goes against it, they say forget about it, in India this is not possible. Anybody who has got doubt that with government support, if lab-made things can do anything or not, I will suggest them to go to Gujarat, look at the lab-grown diamond industry in Surat, which started with all these supports, where that industry is standing today. Look at that. Where the rate of that particular diamond has dropped down from what level to what level today. Please go and check. Then comes the food choice. My friend, Dr. Tiwari, he said it rightly, milk is complete. अरे milk को शक्ति कौन देगा? अरे सर, milk को शक्ति तक भी ठीक है. एक बहुत बड़ी कंपनी में एक बहुत बड़ा हीरो ये बोल रहा है मेरे दूध में प्रोटीन है. So which is such a surprise? अच्छा दूध में प्रोटीन होता है. When we look at the power of animal food, animal-based food, 18% of total calories in the world is coming from there. 39% of protein is coming from there. And the most interesting part, what these poor livestock is doing, this poor livestock is simply, what they are doing, they are eating 86% of those plants which are inedible by us, which are not meant for us, which are not edible for us. And when we receive that kind of product, in that particular case we find that new fats come which are running after the plant side. And if our younger generation, we feel proud of that 65% of the population is below 35 years of age, or 50% of the population is below 35 years of the age, these people are going to change like this. My last point is, if we look at migration, particularly post 2020, this is one of the biggest meta crises. People have gone back. There was some reverse migration also. People came back also to the urban side, to the city side. But still a large population right now has gone back to the rural areas. And after looking at the opportunity in service sector and all that, those people are well settled in the urban space. And looking forward from here, 2050, we are finding almost, it will be 50-50 kind of a thing. In that particular case, who will remain in the villages? Who is going to take care of the agriculture? Right now it is not sustainable financially. Even dairy, everyone knows about it. I think more than 60% of the states directly or indirectly giving subsidy to the farmers to support this cause. I leave you with this particular question, and I think this is the biggest challenge, this is the biggest meta crisis in front of all of us, over and above other things. Who is going to produce food for us tomorrow? Who is there? Who is there in the village? So at the end, I would like to conclude with that let's not live in a sphere of ignorance. Let's start discussing it. I'm not saying that you should make more noise or you should shout, but at least within groups, within small groups, start thinking about it, because tomorrow, particularly to the young generation, to the next level of DTs who are sitting over here, my request is that you will have to make your shoulders more stronger than what we were required to do when we left this place. I think there are more challenges in front of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So, I thank all my speakers who are enlightening us about the sustainability and quality issues and many challenges before us. I'm also thankful to the co-organizer, Dr. Vicha, for compiling the proceedings of this particular session. And thank you everybody who is present in the auditorium for their patience listening and questions. If you have any question, then we can discuss it later in the session. So now I hand over this session to the organizers.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a wonderful session throughout, with various key insights shared by all the speakers. We would like to hereby extend our hearty gratitude to the chairman, rapporteur, and the phenomenal speakers of the session.
Now I request Director and Vice Chancellor ICR India Karnal, Dr. Ndri Singh sir, to come up on the stage and felicitate our chairman, speakers, and rapporteur of the session.
Please, sir.
Please, sir.
I request everybody to please give a round of applause for all the speakers.
नेक्स्ट सेशन को साथ साथ बुला लो इमीडिएटली साथ साथ
सर पता नहीं वो श्रेयल सर को हैंड ओवर कर देंगे श्रेयल सर के पास है
अरे तुम बोल दो ना
एक बार अपने
उसके
बुलाने
पास
से हाँ I request all the dignitaries on the dais to please come closer for a group photo. Now I hand over the mic to Shriyari and Akshat for the next technical session round. Thank you.
Greetings everyone. I hope the session was fruitful enough. And without any delay, we are moving to the next session, technical session 4. The technical session 4, it is chaired by Mr. R.P. Singh sir, Managing Director, Food and Biotech Engineers Private Limited, and the report here by Dr. Devas Pradhan sir, Senior Scientist, Dairy Microbiology Division, NDRI. I request Chairman sir and the reporter sir to take the seats on the dais. So before we start with the session, as per the protocol, we would like to give a brief introduction about the speakers.
The first presentation of this technical session is by Mr. Umakant Portduke. Umakant Portduke is an expert in international business, known for launching and scaling global ventures. He has led international initiatives at 4 companies, with Shreyas Industries Limited as his 5th. His career has taken him to 71 countries, expanding the global reach of the businesses he has served. Umakant holds an MBA from IIM Ahmedabad and Bachelor's in Dairy Technology from National Dairy Research Institute. He has held key positions at leading Indian conglomerates, including the Tata Group and Aditya Birla Group, building a reputation for leadership and strategic growth.
The next speaker is Mr. Rajaratnam. Mr. Rajaratnam is Managing Director at UNDP Initiative Project, SKPCL. He is also an Independent Director at Dodla Dairy. Sir did his Masters at University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore. He did double Masters, Masters in Dairy Microbiology and Masters in Dairy Technology, and Sir pursued with his doctorate degree from NDRI. He also continues his doctorate degree from NIN, National Institute of Nutrition. And apart from his rich experience of 50 years, Sir has had a lot of professional and academic achievements. Sir has been an essential part of the government of Tamil Nadu, government of Bihar, and a lot of state governments.
We have also a presentation from Mr.